I think what we're seeing now, once the PS4 Pro hit, and then the Xbox One X, we're seeing probably the next step towards game consoles being released like phones, where they can put them out once a year and it's got a big upgrade. It'd be easier. They wouldn't have to do so many innovations every... They wouldn't have to do so much innovation every, 5, 6, 7 years, where every time a console comes out now, it has to have kind of a hook, right? If they just came out once a year, and then what if game consoles were just like PCs, where they came out once a year, and they would have a slight upgrade in graphics cards, and they would be better. But then you'd be stuck with, I've got a 4-year-old PlayStation, and I play in medium settings instead of ultra settings. Oh my god, I'm not wearing a mask. This is gonna turn. I'm gonna give you COVID in the ear. Aren't consoles really terrible at making money in the first year? They are. Yeah, they are. I think they either lose money on them or they try to break even. Because they have to put in a lot of tech in a small package, where a PC can just be big. And that's we're seeing Sony's like, just make it big. And then have some flaps coming out of it. And Microsoft, what is their aesthetic? A big block? That's their aesthetic. The 360, actually, the PS5 looks more like a 360. Looks like the evolution of that. Their aesthetic now is nothing. Square. Which is fine by me. I don't really look at it. I mean, I look at my PS4 Pro. It looks okay. I think the PS3 Slim looks better. Unfortunately, I have a horrible Star Wars themed, and I love Star Wars. I have a Star Wars themed PS4 Pro. It has these like ugly logos on it, and just the most generic looking Star Wars written on it. It's so stupid. The black Xbox 360, one of the best looking consoles ever. Oh yeah, that was really nice. Trump will boost commercial gaming? Trump will probably affect importing, and he'll just continue to affect importing and local production. So I think he'll be worse because so many games come from outside the US, and manufacturing is from outside the US. So I think he'll be worse for it. I think. His deceased brother was involved in the company that owned Bethesda. Well, that's when they started to fall. Yeah, the PS4 is very subtle. It's just sort of like a rectangle, but with a bit of style. It's got, pretty nice. And then the Pro, they just added one more flap. It's one flap better. Microsoft actually made the Xbox Series X refrigerator in response to the memes. Yeah. See, Microsoft has become really fun. They've done, which I feel, in a way, I'm thinking like, are they just, like, everything a corporation does is usually pretty calculated. So for them to show a bunch of goodwill with backwards compatibility and Games Pass and free upscaling, it's probably them going, oh, it says here, if we invest as much money and have people think that we like them, we'll ultimately get more money from them and we'll increase customer brand loyal retention by 45%. Oh, well, let's do it. That's why they're doing it, right? So I think, like, but Microsoft is fun. Like, it's fun the way that they embrace a meme and then they build a fridge, or they embrace a meme about that orc character in Halo, the Halo trailer that nobody liked. Well, nobody liked. The people on social media made fun of. So, and actually, if you look at Xbox's social media, their Twitter is actually funny, and they are not afraid to just. Their Twitter doesn't feel like it's managed by a lot of people, or if it is managed by a lot of people, and this is all really just like a cold, cynical corporate way of making me like them, they're doing a really good job of it. So yeah, they have to. Well, they're banking on PR. They realized that their PR sucked. They had to completely change their image and branding after the first couple of years of the Xbox One. Netflix, you believe, did something similar a while back by canceling the subscriptions accounts that had been unused for a long period of time. Oh, really? Right, and then like just not taking the money from them? Yeah, and then they get a nice story out of it, right? I mean, you think about how much advertising costs, and if you can do something that gives you a attention the same way that advertising would, and it's positive, that's really what it's all about, right? Yeah, I like the way the PS5 looks. I'm going to be happy to get one on my little table. I would, and also to be able to play all the PS4 games. That's actually probably the main reason why I'm really happy to just sell my PS4, hop over to the PS5. Whereas if the PS5 did not have backwards compatibility, if the PS5 did not have back compat, two things would happen for me. One, I would maybe consider getting an Xbox instead, because I think I'm getting more value out of the Xbox. Think of this bigger library, all these games I haven't played. There's so many cheap games I could play that would be upscaled. I'm a thrifty gamer, and a new Xbox that I could play Morrowind on. It feels like a PC. You could play Morrowind on it. You could play Knights of the Old Republic and not have to worry about like GOG or like compatibility modes and Steam and all this crap. That's huge. I mean, I could do the same on an Xbox 360, of course, for like $50, but it would make me think twice. And also, I would think, well, I might as well play every single game I still have on my PS4. Think of all the games you have on your PS4 that you haven't even played. All the PS Plus. There's like over 100 PS Plus games I have. I would maybe think, well, I'll get a PS5 when there's a price reduction and I'm going to play these games on PS4. But now that I know I can bring those forward, now I feel pretty good about just selling the PS4, whatever, grab a PS5, and just kind of continuing on my day. So, I feel like when browsing Netflix is exhausting. I have to. I don't browse those places. I make a list of what I want to watch. I listen to like movie podcasts and stuff, and find different recommendations, and then I find where they are, and then watch them off that list. Going through Netflix is like, well, because first off, they're always promoting their stuff, and they're trying to put out a lot of stuff, and some of it is pretty amazing. I watched Grand Army. That was really good. Good teen drama that I really recommend. And I don't know, my brother's watching this one about a woman who plays chess. He says it's pretty good. But then there's also all this other crap that's going to be shoved into your face, right? One lich. People share stories, not advertisements. Exactly. We have a phone company here that acts like they are promoting mental health awareness. And they say hashtag their company name, Let's Talk. And they say, anyone who uses the hashtag, we're going to donate like a penny or 10 cents or something to mental health awareness. So now everyone is going, hashtag this company, and they're putting it on like their fucking profile pictures. They have the company's name on their face. Mental health awareness. The amount of money they're paying to get this positive advertising compared to what they would have to pay to get that amount of exposure is such a ripoff. It's so calculated in the way that they're trying to come off as philanthropists. It's pathetic, and I hate it. And Smurf quit his job at Spotify. Down with Spotify. How did you find them as employers? You didn't get a PS4, so the PS5 is going to be nice. Yeah, absolutely. Because you have a whole other... You have like two generations of games you can play, right? I guess you're not... Is Sony going to have any of that upscaling? They got to have some of that upscaling, baby. You got to have what Microsoft is bringing. That's just so sad. That would be so satisfying. To just play something that is... I mean, but for them, they're thinking, well, that's a free remaster. We don't want to give that away. So... I don't know. I'm with you, Horky. I just, really do. I put on God of War and I think, this is impressive. It's kind of fun, but I don't really want to keep playing this. And then I played, then you play an indie title and that's focused on gameplay, or even like the Star Wars Squadrons. I had way more fun playing that than God of War. And it looks nowhere near as impressive. It's not even as impressive as TIE Fighter from like 1993. But I just feel like the indie games in general are asking you to do more. They're more challenging, not just in difficulty, but in like, here's a puzzle, find it out. Like Ink was talking about when he played God of War and he got into a situation where all of a sudden, like, this poison cloud comes in and he's like, oh, this is really suspenseful. How am I going to get it out? And that's really fun. Now all of a sudden you have a time limit. How are you going to get out? And even if it was a simple solution, having that pressure of time could make it really exciting. But then before you even have the chance to figure it out, prompt on the screen, throw your axe over there. Ooh. Like, why is Goofy telling me this from Kingdom Hearts? So, I mean, there's still AAA games I love. Metal Gear Solid 5. Breath of the Wild, I guess, is a AAA game for Nintendo standards. More than I'm able to name right now. The Last of Us. Goofy war. But just in general, what they do with the mainstream AAA games, where they're afraid to challenge people because they think people are just going to be bored. That's a problem. Jakul. Yeah, it's a gay-friendly gamer stream, buddy. Welcome.